Yeah! How great is that, right? I'd like to start this morning by acknowledging the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and I'd like to pay my respects to their elders past, future and present. How lucky am I? I'm the first one up today, first batter up. And I'm lucky because I get to tell you the story of where TV is today, and more importantly, where it's headed tomorrow. Now, a lot of stories are going to be told today. Mine's about possibilities. It's about collaboration. It's a tale of transformation where TV reinforces its place as the most effective media in your arsenal. A media arsenal that will help you grow, and who doesn't want to grow? Growth rarely happens alone, and that's why the central character in my story today is going to be partnership. It's unsurprising to me that brands that partner with television grow because it is effective. And effectiveness, let's face it, is the buzzword for 2019. Effectiveness in building brands, effectiveness in delivering business outcomes. It's our North Star at Think TV, and I suspect it's the reason that all of you are here today. So on to today's TV. Where does it sit in an ecosystem so disrupted with so much change? Well, despite all of the confusion sent to confound us, the beautiful fact is all the things you know and love about TV are as true as they ever were. Which is brilliant, because in response to the change we see, some time-tested ideas are getting traction again. Growth, the top of the pops in boardrooms across the country. A focus on brand purpose from the customer's perspective, as well as the organisation. And my favourite one, the idea that media can be an effective business driver rather than a focus on efficiency alone. With growth, purpose and effectiveness back on the agenda, I think it's easier to see why TV may well become the new black in 2019. And that's because it delivers on all of these time-tested principles. And there's academic research, there's your own case studies, and in fact, your own business results that show that TV really is the beating heart, the effective beating heart of all communications. Over 19 million Australians watch television in their homes every week. And it connects your brands with those people faster than any other media. And we know it's the most effective kind of audience you can buy because we've spent the time, effort, and a good deal of the broadcaster's money answering exactly this question. In 3 of the economy's largest sectors, finance, automotive, and FMCG, TV is twice, pausing for effect, twice as effective as the next best media. Ubiquity, a business you'll all be familiar with, and a media auditor of global renown, with access to 3 years data and 3 years media schedules, showed us that in all these categories, if marketers had simply moved money back to TV, they would have improved their return on investment without spending $1 extra. $1 extra. And we know why it happens because of Professor Nelson Field's work. She has shown us through the benchmark series that TV is effective because it's 100% viewable. It only counts as viewed if the sound is on. And most importantly, it has no 6-second escape shoot and no mad scrolling past the ads. TV on any device captures more attention and is more engaging than any other video platform. And the same is true for people's attachment to TV's professionally produced content. It has twice, again, pause for effect, twice the effectiveness of social media and other social video platforms. It drives sales in both the short and the long term. And it doesn't just start when it goes to air, it delivers over time as well. And with what we've uncovered about how video works since our inception in 2016, with all the data we've collected, we're going to stake our reputation on TV being the most effective engine room in the media mix. It's empirically proven to grow your business. And as the 2017 Ad Nation study showed us, it's also trusted by Aussies. The most trusted media, in fact. Why? Well, because Australians know that TV shows are premium quality content that are brand safe for their families. And it's this engagement that halos onto the brands that advertise inside television content. And television content is awesome. Let's just pause the drawing for a second and think about that amazing opening reel. Awesome content. And we know that Aussies love awesome content, especially when the stories are from their own backyard. We know that local stories resonate. In fact, 20 of the top 25 programs in 2018 were all 100% produced locally. And just in case you're wondering, the other 5 were about Aussies' interest in things that are happening around them. Think about Meghan and Harry getting hitched, or my personal favourite, the Socceroos giving it a red-hot go in the World Cup. In entertainment alone, Think TV shareholders have commissioned 77 new and returning dramas for 2019. We know that this content is consumed by all, from middle age to millennials. In fact, 4.4 million millennials watched television on a TV set in the first 6 months of last year. We also know that it's twice as many of them have watched television as have used a dating app. So TV effectively is more popular than Tinder. You heard it here today. And Oztam tells us that these numbers aren't a glitch, that basically 2.6 million millennials watch TV every single day. And that's just on a TV screen. There's more on other screens, which we'll talk about in a moment. But before we get to the future, let's just look at what we've got today. TV is independent, accurately measured. We know and trust the Oztam standards. It's transparent and reliable. It is 100% viewable, which makes it effective for you, our advertisers. And it's 100% viewable 100% of the time. There is professionally produced content that people engage with, and it is a brand safe place, which given the current uncertainty in the world is probably pretty important. The other thing that's really important with television is, as I said, there's no 6-second escape shoot or ripcord, and there's no mad scrolling past the ads. TV is really an effective engine for brands that are looking to grow. And that's just not today. It's effective growth today, but it's effective tomorrow. And tomorrow is something that Think TV spends an awful lot of time thinking about. TV's bright, new, shiny future. Why? Well, because viewers' habits change. And as viewers' habits change, you have more ways to connect with your customers. So we know we need to continue working collaboratively to deliver TV to you in the best possible way. And we're looking at how to improve that, from the way we measure it to the way you buy it. I see some raised eyebrows in the audience, and maybe you're not so convinced about the mission, but let me give you some examples of how I see this mission made real every day. Think about broadcaster video on demand. It just keeps getting stronger and stronger. And the broadcasters have provided all of you, in fact the entire industry, with a roadmap to how to find these audiences. 69% of BVOD is consumed in an on-demand fashion. For younger audiences on BVOD or programs with younger audiences, nearly half can come from that screen. And it's not just a screen popular with lovers of entertainment, reality, and kids. It's also a live experience. So from fans who are catching up with their team on the go, or people like me, devotees of appointment viewing who catch up on the train, we certainly see this love affair continuing to grow, and you guys are aware of it. Last year, we saw 500 new advertisers use BVOD for the first time. And we think this is going to grow as you look for audiences at scale across any device. It makes me wonder whether that whole equation about right message, right person, right time may well need to expand to include right screen. Because we know that any time is now prime time. And in 2019, the industry is going to invest to make sure that we get a sense of our real size of our audiences. Courtesy of our mates at Oztam and Nielsen, we as an industry will deliver a total TV ratings dashboard. This dashboard is the first output of VOZ, and what it will do is track performance of a program over 7, 14 and 28 days after screening. It'll mean that VOZ, which will be Australia's new total television currency, will give all of you a complete picture of the audience. And it does that by bringing together broadcast TV viewing and content viewed across connected device across all screens to give you a cross-planning and reporting standard for the Australian TV industry. It means that you'll be able to do cross-screen campaigns across all of the broadcasters' inventory and deliver that deduplicated reach that we all look for from an audience perspective at a national level. So a tool that standardises and reports on video across all screens, delivered by the largest producers of video content in Australia. That to me seems like a tool that we can absolutely get behind, but there's more. VOZ is not just about better buying tools, it's also the foundation for future industry-wide segmentation of target audiences. OzTam is actually already testing and looking at some of these audiences. And I think that by the time we're all wearing short sleeves again, we will have a standard set of audience segments. Everything from travel to personal beauty care buyers to homeowners and even new car owners. Broadcasters, agencies and advertisers will all be able to use this to plan and to trade television. And what about beyond 2019? Well, OzTam have got you covered there as well. They are planning to bring in third-party data to enrich VOZ once it's set up to allow even sharper targeting of audiences and profiles. I suspect in time, advertisers and agencies may well be able to bring their own data to these common audience segments. But it doesn't stop. I feel like a salesman with steak knives. It doesn't stop because the industry is also working really hard to capitalise on these opportunities by delivering all of you new products and services. The broadcasters have got new advertising products and solutions that identify consumers within their database. Data that they can use to help you connect with your audience. And when you use their data, or your own, or a combination of both, you're going to get an incredible result because it gives you a more accurate profile of audiences at mid-funnel through BVOD and set-top boxes. Now, some brands are already using these profiles to grow their business. From premium audience segments to addressable advertising, all working to help connect your business with the customers you need, to find that person for your brand when it matters most. And this move to finding audience segments at scale is absolutely growing. When we did the analysis of the 2018 Effies winners for last year, which many of you will be familiar with the Effies, what we found is that micro-targeting or hyper-targeting in effective campaigns has plummeted from 71% in 2016 down to just 16% last year. Why? Well, because finding an audience at scale is critical to growth. And we know that marketers are looking for those audiences, which is what BVOD and set-top boxes deliver and complement those top-of-funnel mass awareness campaigns. It's also, not just lots of new stuff, it's also getting easier to buy TV. Automation now accounts for nearly 44% of all inventory traded across Australian broadcasters. It's a massive increase from just a short time ago. In fact, the arrival of MCN's Smart Hub, 9 Galaxy, Code 7 and 10 Exchange means that even more inventory will be traded automatically over the course of the next year. Some of the broadcasters we spoke to told us up to 75% of their inventory will be traded this way by the end of 2019. And in fact, the shareholders have done such an incredible job individually at automating their inventory. Key stakeholders like you, well, actually not all of you, but certainly at least 50 of you, have told Think TV to stop worrying about automation and portals. Focus instead on common standards and common practices. Educate the market about what the benefits are and how I get to use VOZ. So that is absolutely something that we're going to be doing in 2019. It's a commitment we make to you. And some people may say that's boring, backroom kind of work. I completely disagree with that. And the reason is that we, as an industry, will give you more time, you and your teams more time, to connect people and brands. And no other brand can be connected with its consumers faster than it can on TV. We're also seeing unprecedented levels of collaboration, which was spoken about in the entry. But it's not just collaboration through Think TV and OzTam and bodies like us. It's network to network. We're seeing collaboration on everything from playout systems to my favourite, news helicopters. And we think this collaboration will continue to grow. It has to, because otherwise we will have to fight harder to retain our role as the most effective media in your arsenal. And it's a platform play, because in case you hadn't noticed, TV has evolved from a simple channel to a media platform. Or should I say, the most effective platform and a key lever for both short and long-term growth. And it's effective. The reason it's the most effective platform is because it's 100% viewable, the sound is on, it's brand safe, and it's measured independently so that you can have faith and confidence that you are getting the lever for growth that you expect. We're so convinced, in fact, that it's effective that I'm announcing today a new partnership for Think TV with the Communications Council, with Mr. Peter Field, who many of you will know is the godfather of effectiveness, and local marketing genius Rob Britton. What this partnership will do is deliver an in-depth study of the most rigorous assessment of effective marketing case studies in this market. Think of it as kind of an Aussie version of the long and the short of it, which I know many of the planners in this room keep at their desk and are terribly, terribly familiar with. Now, what we suspect will happen is that the study will show us what makes effective and profitable marketing. We also anticipate that it will show us areas where there's waste and inefficiency. And while there's no secret sauce for marketing success, what we will endeavour to do is uncover the success factors that will work across all campaigns. And what that means is that you, as agencies and advertisers, will be able to access those success factors, that secret sauce, irrespective of your product or category. Dry mouth and 15 minutes in. There's a lot going on, isn't there? You know, it can be overwhelming, and I think that there's a new language that's going to be required for TV as we move in towards the future. And someone's pinched my book. What is really important, thank you, tap dancing on our feet, is that we provide you the knowledge and the information that you require to travel to the future with television. So what we'd like to put to you on your desks, in your bags, for the people in the middle underneath your bottoms, this, which is the itty bitty book of TV gobbledygook, our play on a glossary. But before you start reading it, I want to close by painting you a picture of an industry that remains committed to being the most effective media, whether it's working alone or heavy lifting supporting others. The industry will continue to make TV more effective by meeting viewers as their habits change, which means that we can satisfy your needs as brands for delivering messages at scale in a high velocity way at that top of the funnel. But as we move into mid-funnel, what you'll also see is solutions for you around addressable, scalable advertising products. You'll see advanced data sets, common and standard, so that they can be used. And all of this while protecting viewers' privacy, because the social contract between television and Australians has stood and will stand the test of time. It's a social contract we make with you as well, and let's face it, anybody in this room who's dealt with a commercial broadcaster will tell you that we take our contracts very seriously. So some of the work is underway, some of it is yet to start, and none of it, not any of it, can happen without your support. So as I close and we open on a day dedicated to our incredible industry, I would ask, oh, there's me, that's a bit scary. Woof. I would ask that you keep your minds open to the possibilities that television delivers, to the innovation it will provide to you in the new year, and certainly the ability that it gives you to grow your business like no other. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kim. For the guys standing all around here, don't be shy. Come around here. There's plenty of space on this side. We don't want you to stand, unless you've got dodgy backs or something like that. That's why you're standing. But please come and take a seat. Kim's right about the book, the Gobbledygook book. And one thing I've been wondering about it is, I wonder if it's possible actually to grow or to develop a sort of a global standard for these terms. Because when we speak to brands and even agencies, but even buy side, addressable data means different things to different people. So I wonder if that would be a possible thing for you guys to develop next, maybe.
So I'll wait for everybody to sit down. I must say, when I spoke to my team, who are incredible and all here today, and said what we need to do is build a glossary, they literally went to leap from the windows. To your point though, I think that as TV is changing so quickly, and I've seen rapid change, that you do need a common language.
You do.
We have, and more importantly, the industry has actually coalesced and aligned around its definitions. So we started this process in May 2018 by sharing common words, and we got really good traction, but we thought that's not far enough. So one of the things we decided to do was build this. It is something that we will take to market. We will provide education and training, and not just on language. But I think there's a lot coming with FOS that will absolutely change the way people look at television. What we need to do as Think TV is really make sure that we've got courses and training, education that's really benefit focused on the advertisers in the agency. So yes, absolutely agree. I don't know that you'll get a global standard, but certainly we've got an Aussie one. We just need to make sure that people know it.
There's definitely that education piece. Well, let's give Kim a massive round of applause. That was an excellent way to kick off the conference.